Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. I really like getting feedback from you guys about the market, what you're trading, successes, failures, so I'm going to go ahead and start giving out a t-shirt every week now. What I'll do is I'll look at all comments from Thursday to Thursday, and then Friday select a random winner. So Bitcoin today is solidly in the green zone, and we are just getting near this resistance right here. So this is kind of an interesting line. I've been kind of watching it because I've been wondering how it's going to interact with this swing high right here. We're right there right now, but we'll see where we end on the day. A couple things to look for. We are in the green zone, and normally a green zone doesn't last this long. So we are definitely, this last one was 42 days. We are sitting at 39 days. So we're definitely in some interesting territory. Usually there's usually a break by now, and the green zone lasts as long as we stay above the 50. And you can see that today the 50-day moving average is at 15,750. So this number is getting higher and higher. It will probably level off around 17,000 or so. So the question will be, will we bounce or will we fall through it? Usually once we cross through the 50, there's usually a cooling off period, and then it takes us a while to get back above it. We're so steep right now that it'll be interesting. I've been definitely calling for a top here for quite a long time, and so we're just waiting to see that play out. There's a lot of it takes a lot of time for these things to happen, and we'll see what's going on. But we're definitely rounding the corner here. So we'll see how things look tomorrow. So our altcoin market is in this channel. We are definitely in this channel right here. might as well mark it down so we can easily see what's happening. But we're pretty much in this bull flag right here. So we will continue to stay in this until we have a breakout. This breakout will mark our alt season. So keep your eye on that. That is definitely going to be interesting. This longer term support is starting to come into play. So if we start getting in here, we might actually find our support off of this 10.4 million Bitcoin line. So that's pretty interesting. Our others market, so our micro caps, they are finding more support. It's just kind of hovering here, but you can see how we're starting to flatten out and consolidate. And it shouldn't be too much longer. And it's interesting because these things play out no matter what. Everything has its trends. So I know whatever Bitcoin ends up doing, people are worried that alts will sell off. And they might for a little while, but we're starting to see some structure. So a couple days of sell-off is not going to make or break our alt season. Things will come around. They just always do. Don't you hate it when your friends get the perfect trade entry and you're late, and then they're all happy about it, but you're just getting hit in the face? And then you're all grouchy and they're like, what's wrong with you? So I wanted to talk about NEM Coin because it is doing some very interesting things. This is not a trade setup or anything. It is just an observation on a coin that has performed pretty interestingly in the past, and we're starting to see some pretty interesting moves now. So first of all, I did a chart on this quite a while ago, and we were looking at this descending channel that had just gone on for years. And then here in June, we finally broke out, and this started looking like a pretty good entrance. And now we've had a couple of wild swings. But these are essentially complete. We're not going to go back into these channels. If we did, we'd be into negative territory. So I'm going to take these out, clean up the chart a little bit. But there is a very interesting level. Look at this. If you look at this support right here, this support, if I can just get it just right, became support later here. So the first time that we would have known that this line came into existence would have been finally here. Like, we wouldn't have even known that this existed. But then it actually was support for quite a few weeks, and then we launched up off of it, and then we had a return back down. It took a long candle to get through it, and then it became resistance, and we hadn't touched it for a year, like a year and a half ever since this. So it just kind of was almost a non-issue. Well, now that we finally gotten into this move, look where our line has found resistance. It's that exact same line. So this line that started in 2017, this is a 4-year-old resistance that we're finally getting up and touching up against. What makes this so spectacular is that when a line has gone for this long, and we start showing this type of chart structure, so you can see how we had this really nice long consolidation, and then we got up above our 50-week moving average, and then we hesitated at our 100-week, and then we just popped right through and went straight up to that resistance. And then lately we've sold off quite a bit. We lost our 100, but we did find support on the 50, and the 50-week is starting to tick upwards, which is awesome. There's only a handful of coins that really have shown the strength to get above the 50-week plus start angling it upward. So this is definitely one that is worth keeping your eye on. If I go to the daily, let's take a look and see what trading entrance we would have had. So when we exit the red zone, this is when I like to get into a trade. Well, it's not all ponies and butterflies though, because you can really, I mean, you can have bad trades even with this particular strategy, but there are plenty that would have been pretty awesome. So if you'd have entered after exiting the red zone around 30 satoshis, our first exit of the green was 328. This would have been a 10x return. And then you'd have to really watch supports and do other types of analysis to even see this happening. But then we waited until we had another red zone. This exit would have been around 436, something like that. And by the time we exited the red zone, we would have failed on our 50 right here. So worst case scenario, it would have been a 666.99, which would have been an unbelievable trade. And then next time we got out of the red zone, we had this giant bar, so this would have been ugly. I'm hesitant to get into a trade after getting in after an entrance like this. So likely we would have waited, but anywhere from 4,000 to 3,000 would have been your entry point. And then there was no green zone, so there was no obvious exit. And in fact, we sold off, and our entrance would have been 1583. And then we wouldn't have re-entered here since it's the same price level. But look at this, here we are again, another entrance at 1180. So we would have had a couple of trades upside down. So it's not, this isn't the easiest thing on the planet to just say, oh, my indicator says this, do this, and everything's fine. So we still had a ways to go. Our final entry point would have been 500. And then our green zone we would have exited at around 500. And if you guys have listened to me for a little while, I'm not here in crypto to make 10% or 20%. I'm here to make a good return. 50 to 100% is what I'm looking at for most of the trades I do. So we would have not exited any of this because we're waiting for the right exit point. So our exit would have been around double here at 10,000, but our other trades were still upside down. And so that's the thing, is sure, you can double your position, but if you have one or two positions that are still upside down, you might be in a break-even standpoint. So, there are pluses and negatives, but right now it's getting very interesting because now that we've touched this support twice in the most recent couple of months, there's a chance that we could start getting above it. The more times you touch resistance, the better. Obviously, this is a horrible place to enter a trade. You would definitely want to wait for support down here or support here, or at least get your averages up a little bit higher. But this will enter a green zone if we get the 50 crossing above 100, which is not. I mean, we could be there in December, depending on how we stay, how well we stay up here. But very interesting. A lot of interesting chart structure and a lot of history. And this is one that I've made some money trading, and it's been pretty enjoyable. I'm still in this trade. A lot of times I like to take exits when it looks like this, but since it's a smaller position, I'm kind of letting it ride. And we'll just kind of see how it goes, but pretty fun. Okay, it is time to separate the CoinBook trolls from the CoinBook fans. So, these are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly, and we'll be giving away probably one or two of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.